Hello, everyone! Oh, my light's off. Hello, everyone! Welcome back to A Vagrant Story. I'm being attacked. Being attacked by a rat. A rat who got a bath today. A bath he very much did not enjoy. How's it going, everyone? We're back with more Vagrant Story. We had some fun fights last time. We fought against the golem. We fought against our first real dragon. We fought against Dwayne. Got to see Explosion for the first time. And we are at our second workshop. Ow, that's my leg. So we got a bunch of things that we can potentially do here. This is the first point. Obviously, like, you can make a little bit of stuff at your very first workshop. We still can't make a lot of things, but we now have capability to kind of like augment or swap around way more things than we did previously. Insofar as potentially, opening up slots for gems. Still just going to be one gem slot, basically. And we have to kind of figure out what we want our gear kind of like options to be. Because as you saw, we kind of were running into an issue there towards the end where it was like, we've got too much dragon damage, still low. Where we have too many weapons and we have to start breaking things down, which is very common. So, what we are going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the items that we currently have. So, we want to always be carrying an edged weapon, a piercing weapon, and a blunt weapon. The Fandango is currently still going to be our best kind of like edged option. Nothing else that we've gotten really so far that's gonna beat it out, which is perfectly fine. And then the pink squirrel is still really the only good blunt thing that we have. We did get the Magnolia Frau from Dwayne, which is also blunt, but if we check it, we will see it has very low attack strength. It is a staff. It is meant to be a caster weapon. And you can see it has 8 intelligence. If we just quickly, like, flip through people, right, Pink Squirrel has 11 attack strength, and 1 intelligence, so very big difference there. And that's going to be pretty much the same across the board. We get to the Fandango, and you're like, oh shit, the Fandango actually has 6 intelligence. It really doesn't. So it has 1 intelligence from the scimitar, 1 intelligence from the crossguard, and then it gets +4 out of the Heralis, which you get +4 int from a lot of the class gems. Which means if you put a class gem into the Magnolia Frau, you're gonna get +4, so it's gonna actually make it a 12 int weapon, right? So if you're going to be casting damaging spells, it is generally worth it to, switch over to the shillelagh and start blasting people with magic. So it's a good idea for us to carry around the Magnolia Frau, right? So we're probably going to want to carry the Fandango, going to want to carry the Pink Squirrel for actual blunt physical rather than the Magnolia Frau, but it's a good idea to carry the Magnolia Frau for magic damage if we want to use it. And then we need a piercing weapon. Well, we have the Soul Kiss, right? Which is a piercing weapon, right? Piercing 4 with strength 10. But we did just get this rapier, which is piercing 2, strength 15, and has a gem slot. So normally I would very much be like, nah, bring the Soul Kiss, because even if you're not using it as a piercing, it's really good against undead and phantom, and for the fact that it has the light affinity, etc., etc. But with the Magnolia Frau being a silver weapon, it basically has all of the exact same things: undead, phantom, light affinity, etc., etc. So if you need that in a pinch, Magnolia Frau will work. So what I'm thinking is we're probably going to get rid of the spear, get rid of the gas draft bow, because there are uses for it, but I don't really like utilizing it that much, and I want to keep our inventory a little lighter. And then probably we'll just shelve the Soul Kiss. Doing that will bring us down to 4 weapons, which gives us a little bit of wiggle room to play with. We can't actually mess with silver weapons in this workshop, so there's nothing to do about that. But we can disassemble the spear, which I guess we're not using the spiculum pole, so there's really not a reason to. And we could disassemble the gas draft bow, but again, we're not using either of the components there, so there's not really. So instead of disassembling, we will just go over to the storage chest, and we will throw them in there. And while we're in there, we're going to take a look around. Alright, so we are going to store the Soul Kiss, gas draft bow, the spear. We have some blades to store. We're going to store the glaive. And we have the Gisarm for the Great Axe. We haven't actually noodled with the Great Axe, so we might do that later. And we're going to store the Spiculum Pole. I probably should have done all the shit that I plan to do first, but it's fine. It's fine. We're going to hold on to the Chain Coif and the Wizard Robe. We will store the reinforced gloves and the knuckles. Keep our inventory a little lighter, and everything there we are good on. So the only extra thing we have is this second type haft. So we're going to store that. We are going to check to remove, just see what we got going on here. Specifically interested in grips. Specifically interested in grips that say something like that. That say fucking Gem 1, right? So the sand base is on something. What is the sand base on? It's gonna be on this thing, isn't it? On this bosom clip. Yes. Sand base is here. So we might take that off. We'll see. We're gonna remove bosom cleaver. This is another thing that I wish you could do, is I wish you could disassemble and assemble inside the container. But unfortunately not. Okay. Ending item transfer. We're gonna have to do this again, but that's okay. This is part of the lengthy process of playing this game, is interacting with the items. But it's worth it, right? It makes it, if you make decent weapons, it really makes the game a lot easier to play around with. What are you doing over there? He's not fucking with anything. So we're gonna go to setup. We're gonna disassemble this bosom cleaver so that we have access to that sand face. And we're going to go ahead and disassemble the pink squirrel. The reason why we're looking at these grip types for the pink squirrel is we can actually work with iron now in this workshop, so we can potentially make it better. And it's the only weapon that we're going to be potentially using in melee that we don't have access to a gem slot on currently. So, the plan is to take this goblin club and do something with it, right? Snag this goblin club. It was using the wooden grip. So, we have access to the Zekin type, right? Has 1 more point of strength on it, as well as a point of int, versus the sand type. So or sand face. The difference is that the Zekin type has much better blunt on it. The problem is the Zekin type doesn't allow for a gem, right? So this is kind of our first real choice where, honestly, putting the Goblin Club on the Zekin type is probably the better weapon for right now. It really, honestly, probably is. Having the typing work more specifically is probably going to be better for us if we have to use blunt. And plus, it has an additional point of attack compared to the Sandface. But the Sandface will let us sock it in a gem for specific circumstances. So if we run into a scenario where it's like, we need blunt and it's hard to hit this guy, we can throw in a Braveheart, right? If we need a blunt and our damage isn't quite there, we can throw in a class gem for a boost to the right damage type, right? So either of these is probably perfectly acceptable. Base power, the Zekin type is just going to be better, I think, initially. But at this point in the game, this choice really doesn't matter that much. It's going to be more important that the weapon just has full phantom points, and the gem slot gives us a little flexibility. So I'm going to go with that. We're not going to put a gem in it currently, but we will go ahead and do that. And you know what? No. Shillelagh is really the Magnolia Frau, so I can't really, like... I don't want to call it a Shillelagh. We might just default back to Pink Squirrel until we come up with other names. This is Pink Squirrel Plus. Squirrel. Squirrel's 2 R's, right? 2 R's, 1 L, not 1 R, 2 L's. Squirrel. I don't fucking remember. My ability to spell dropped off a cliff as soon as I got chronically online. Yeah, it's 2 R's, 1 L. I was correct. I should trust myself. Pink Squirrel Plus. What this one's. Okay. Sweet. We're also going to repair things. Generally, that's what we do while we're here. And now we have the Fandango. We have a Rapier with a gem slot that we can use. We have the Pink Squirrel Plus with a gem slot that we can use. And we have the Magnolia Prowl for some magical stuff. So, should be good. Let's throw the stuff that we now currently have into the box. And we shall go from there. Nice. Hella. Okay. This one. Or this one, store, and this one. everything else, I think we are good. You just like being up there? Says, well, I prefer if there was something for me to attack while I was up here. I kind of like it. Well, that's not good. He likes being on my computer, and I'm not around enough to make him stop. Look at Discord. Yeah. Motherfucker! I swear to God, Jay. I swear to God, Jay. You know what? Here's the thing, though. Here's the interesting thing. Here's the interesting thing. Maybe what we try to do is we play all the games prior to their remasters, and then we play the remasters. You know? Like, that way we can be like, okay, this is the rating for the game before the remaster, and this is how worth or not worth the remaster is. Now that we have to play every Tales game twice, we'll have games forever. Okay, so take a look at our current items real quick. Fandango has the Horalis in it currently, 68. Phantom, 0 Phantom on the Rapier, and 0 Phantom on the Magnolia Frau, and 88 on the Pink Scroll. So we're gonna need to get everything all phantomed up. We'll start with the Rapier, probably. But that shouldn't be a big deal. Also, before we leave, what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to use our Elixir of Sages. So, get an int boost. Int +2 could be better, but at least it's not a +1. Alright, and now I think we're good to go. So, we want to test out the... We want to test out the Analyze spell and show how that works, and we want to test out our Explosion spell and kind of show how that works. But first, is the... Okay, so that's the Crimson. Gotcha. Before we go into the Crimson Key, though, outside is such a nice change after... Absolutely, 100%. Oh, this is... Never mind. That's backward. I forget it. I forget how small this this starting area is. Actually, it's the town. This first town area is actually quite small. All right, into the Crimson Key area then. Okay, so I'm remembering where we're going now. Door is locked. Okay, so this is actually... We got some undead here, so this is a great opportunity for us to actually get our Magnolia Frau phantomed up. So let's do that. Before we do anything else, though, we will go ahead and hit this guy with a Analyze. Now, Analyze does have a percentage on it. we learned the spell Analyze, but you're like, oh, nothing happened. Well, actually, so how Analyze works is if you go to that score page and back to the encyclopedia, we've gotta now find it. This guy? Oh, we actually might not have gotten it. That guy, that looks great. Okay. Gotta... Might not have succeeded. No, it's a zombie fire. We did succeed because it's a 0 chance. Zombie fire. Is there a button associated with it? Am I forgetting how to fucking do this? Am I going crazy? Am I going crazy? I might be going crazy. Maybe we can't analyze it a second time? Did I lose my mind? I might have lost my mind. That's like... Did I lose my mind? I might have lost my mind. Yeah, I might have lost my mind, y'all. That's okay. Sometimes you just lose your mind. Well, that is a weird one. Works as soon as I do that. Okay, let's try this again. Zombie Night. So that's the miss. So we definitely got it the first time, because that's why it swapped to 0, is because we already have the data. So now there's the zombie night. Have I gone crazy here? I'm getting distracted. I'm so distracted by what's going on here that I'm getting smacked in the face. How are we doing? We only have 16. Only 16. Okay, well, doesn't help if I fuck it up. Okay, we can just heal ourselves. Okay. It's all okay. It's all fine. Everything's okay. Their chain defense is really high. Oh, wait! No, their chain defense isn't really high. I'm stupid. I forgot. We put snake venom on... God, I'm a dum-dum. We put snake venom on our spot for instill because we were potentially going to snake venom Dwayne. And then I forgot that it was... That's just me being bad. Too fast. Okay, we need the hill again. I promise you can just go through. I'm making this more difficult than I have to because I'm like farming weapons and trying to show specific things off. But I'm also failing repeatedly at fucking arts. Okay. That's actually that's a pretty big piece of gear. So Hagane or Hagane, however you want to pronounce it, I'm sure there's actually a correct way, is generally one of the kind of like, it's not the best material. I think technically Damascus is the best material. But it's the common, like, high-end material. So getting a piece of Hagane this early is pretty nice. That's kind of cool. Now let's heal ourselves again real quick. And then we will check on a bunch of things like that. Headpiece and our phantom points, etc. So 61 better. We have something to put in there. Really a reason not to put something in there for now. What are we expecting? Honestly, I like just throwing Braveheart in as a general thing. I think Hagane is considered high carbon steel. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. I've got to... Okay, no. First things first. Let's come over here, and let's take a look at that headpiece. So we were carrying around the chain, the bronze chain coif, as a... the bear mask is serviceable, and it lets us resist air, fire, but really the chain coif is significantly better for physical stuff. But the Hagane comes in with some pretty decent... Oh, and look, holy shit. At 9 strength, 7 int. Holy shit. That's just 2 points lower than the bear mask for resistances. And look at the affinities. The affinities actually aren't terrible. 3 air, 3 water, 14 fizz. Low on the earth, water, light, and dark. And the same... Yeah, that just goes on. That just goes straight on. Right? Like, holy shit. That's, that actually is pretty nice. Very cool. So... Am I losing my mind? Information? The fuck? Absolutely, this is... Okay, No, I've got to look this up because I'm misremembering or failing to remember something that I really want to point out because it is obtuse. That's where it is. I'm in the wrong place. So, yeah, I'm in the wrong place. It's not there. It's here, under status, and we're not going to see it now, because we're the only one here, but we'll walk into the next area, and we'll be able to see something. I'm pretty sure there's a trap in front of one of these doors. We're like... Uh-huh. Hey, Rosencrantz! You... That fucking hip cock. The little hip to the side. You're like, that's the stance of a confident man. Alright, good enough for us to do these. So, we'll be able to show off Analyze here. I was just fucking it up. It was in the wrong place. I was in the wrong place. So, after you analyze something, in the status menu, you can cycle through, actually, I think whether you have analyzed them or not, you've always been able to do this from the very beginning of the game, cycling through on the status menu all the enemies in a room. But once you hit them with Analyze, as you can see, we hit one, and we can see what its strength is, its intelligence, its agility, its HP, MP, and you can even open up and see its affinities and its typings. So this is actually extremely important and useful. He on my computer. Huh? Was he yelling? Oh, he probably stuck up there. You stuck up there? Stuck up there? Well, maybe you shouldn't get up there if you can't get down. Maybe you shouldn't get up there if you can't get down. Oh, it's fine. He landed on Fluff. Hey, Dodis. So yeah, this is a really useful thing for if you are running into issues and you're like, holy crap, I can't do any damage to this thing. Hit it with Analyze, come in here and start looking for weaknesses, right? Like we could see if for whatever reason we were having a horrible time against this enemy, we weren't able to do any damage, we could see, oh, it has -18 for Earth, right? But very specifically, it has -10 for piercing. So obviously we don't have access to any Earth right now, but if we did, if this was like some big boss and we were later on down in the game and we had some way to add Earth perhaps to a piercing weapon, then the -10 piercing, the -18 Earth, or even just like the light and dark, right? Like, so if we had Soul Kiss right now, hitting this motherfucker with Soul Kiss, because Soul Kiss is 20 base light and like, 2 piercing or something like that, it does piercing damage. It would annihilate this guy. It would just beat the shit out of him. And now we know, right? Like, if we try to smack this guy with the Magnolia Frau, it's not gonna go super well because they've apparently got a lot of blunt resistance. So that's kind of interesting. These guys are actually one of the things that the crossbows are really quite good at. Because they like to do these hit and run, dip and dive things. but we shouldn't have a big problem with them with the rapier. The rapier actually hits pretty hard, even though it doesn't have any. These guys are pretty fucking dodgy, though. You know what? We have a very easy way to help us with this. So if you're ever running into situations, even with like weak monsters, where it's like, oh, it kind of sucks to hit these guys, or we kind of have X issue or Y issue. Yeah, you can just throw an easy buff on yourself, and that's going to amplify all of your statistics in regards to whatever that thing is. Still don't have a very good chance to hit, but we did hit. Okay, another thing that we can do is not forget that you eat now? New meat snack. Oh. Maybe. Maybe. Oh. We got to remember that increased risk leads to lower hit chance. So, even if you're at low risk, if you run into like a dodgy enemy, you can just reduce your risk and probably end up with a, from the 50s up to the 70s, significantly better chance of it. Now, we should do, and we got our bearer back. Easy peasy. And we got another bearer. Ooh, only two. Alright, so kind of smacked us around a little bit there, but we learned some stuff. Learned some stuff, show off some stuff. I can't believe I forgot where the status shit was. It's apparently been too long. So. Also, Jay, I love how you were like, it's so nice to be outside, but we're not staying outside for long. Okay, we're in a new area. This is the abandoned mine. So if we look back where we are at the crossing, that is back to City Walls West. The abandoned mines is a place. The abandoned mines, I feel personally, is where some of the training wheels kind of come off. So the wine cellar into like the sanctum and everything like that is kind of the training point of the game. Though the tail end does get a little like oofy if you haven't learned your lessons. But now you get to the point to where the game's like, okay, you know how to play now. Have fun. And the abandoned mines can be a bit rough. Our first time running into these little motherfuckers. And you know what? I feel like it'll be fun to actually kind of go through trying to analyze things. Starving. You didn't feed him all day. We got spoilers. Spoilers. So we got this goblin in here. We can see that's an interesting thing. As I said previously, if you go into the status and you hit the bumpers, it's gonna let you flit through the status of every enemy in the room, whether you know they're in the room or not. So we've got 2 goblins in here and nothing else. Unfortunately, the goblins, I do think stats deviate slightly, right? As we can see, like, this goblin is wielding a different weapon, and they're also both wielding different shields. So that is going to impact their status slightly, but their affinities should be roughly the same. And this is going to be another interesting thing to look at, because when we analyze the Sturges are just little bats, so they only have a single body part. This is a fully, like, humanoid opponent. So we can see, just like Ashley, right? They have a spread of body parts. And each of their different, just like Ashley, each of their different body parts is going to have various degrees of normally protection, but sometimes different affinities and typings and things like that. So in this regard, their affinities and types stay the same between all the body parts, but the amount of physical protection that they have is different. You can see he has the least amount of physical protection on his legs. He is weak to air, and he's weak to edged weapons. So if you were having a problem with this enemy, that's how you do it, right? So if I can put air on my weapon and it be an edged weapon, hit him in the legs, and we'll be good. We're not going to need to swap weapons because we hit pretty hard with this rapier anyways. Ooh, the legs is a very low chance to hit, though. That's good to know. Actually, let's see if we can see that. Obviously, you can see it if you're looking at the hit percentage, but I think we can also see it. No, we can't see it here. I was gonna say we might be able to see it based off of the agility rating, but the issue is that the agility rating isn't gonna be dynamic based off of what part you're looking at here. But still, something to consider. We hit this guy in the right arm. We can. These guys are kind of tanky, right? These guys are almost as tanky as, like, I'd say almost as tanky, but I think they are actually basically, like, as tanky as, like, the Minotaur boss. That's something pretty interesting. So, our next opponent, immediately pops up. And we'll try to get some stats on the Mimic. Mimic is going to be an interesting one to analyze. Well, he roaming again? Okay, he roaming again. So, Mimics exist. They're not as bad as, like, other games. Like, they're not like Dark Souls mimics. Typically, they just get up and come at you if they're, like, the last enemy in a room, or if you just get close to them. But they can be kind of a pain in the butt to deal with, as you can see, right? They are very resistant to a lot of elements. And they have extremely high physical defenses. And you can see 123 strength. And remember, strength translates directly into physical defense. We are using a piercing weapon, right? Which is going to be the best thing against this guy. And oh god. So that's the other thing is the tail, which I believe is the box, right? The box counts as his tail, I believe. Is extremely defensive. But you can also see he has 93 intelligence, which is pretty low. So, we can hit the tail. He is weakest to piercing, and it is pretty low damage. What's his HP? We look at it. What's his HP? 120. So at 12 a hit, this guy's gonna be a little bit of a slog to try to get through. Which instead, we can swap over to our Magnolia Frau. And we can use an item. Specifically, we can use Explosion. So, let's lower that a little bit. This game has an incredibly interesting mechanism for AoE spells. You actually, when you cast it, you choose the plane, because it's just like the big circle, targeting circle, right? You choose the plane that you are casting it on, and then you can see I have this little sphere, which is the size of this explosion, and you can see the blinking body parts right there. It's aimed at his tail and his legs, but not at his body, right? So sometimes you might want to just be trying to target a specific body part. So you might want to try to localize the hits in one location, or on, you'll get bigger AoEs. Sometimes you're just chunking them at big enemies, trying to hit as many body parts as possible. We're just going to try and hit as many body parts as possible, because I don't really know which is going to be better on this guy. But, oh, none of them are going to be good. Holy shit. That doesn't seem right. What's the typing on explosion? Oh, explosion. I think explosion is physical, because explosion isn't fire damage. Explosion, I believe, is physical damage. And I believe it's gonna count as blunt damage, which he has extreme resistance to. So that's not great. Whoops. That's not fantastic. We're gonna cast it anyways, just to see explosions, just because it's fun. But we'll cast it. But it's not gonna do anything. So, you can see a bunch of little ticks go off. We have learned explosion. I'm going to see if we can't... Let's try something else that might be interesting. We'll put on the Fandango. The Fandango is an edged weapon, but I believe the break art we have, Rending Gale, is piercing. So we're going to try Rending Gale on it and see how that works. That's going to be much like the actual just brain, the fucking rapier would be. So it's not going to be very good. We're getting numbing needled again. I'm getting plastered because we're doing stuff rather than just killing it. But that's okay, because I'm trying to show things off. So, This guy's kind of hard to hit and really like resistant to the damages that we can do. And the magic that we have, actually, let's check Spirit Surge. Spirit Surge might. Oh, we don't have enough to cast it. Spirit Surge might have done the deed. But another thing that could do the deed is debuffing and buffing, and very specifically on this guy, if he can be degenerated. We saw he had 123 strength, right? If we degenerate him, that's going to lower his strength quite a bit, which is going to translate directly into less defensive resistance. So we can see, right, like, we basically just doubled the damage that we would do to his tail. We could further, we've kind of burned through our MP fucking around here, but we could further Prostasia ourselves to boost our capabilities, the capabilities of our gear. And we'd probably be hitting it around like 40 or so damage, which is significantly better, but we can just do this. Oh! Numbness means we can't chain. That's what numbness means. I've forgotten what numbness means. Pretty easy, honestly, not a difficult kill. If we had just from the very beginning started attacking him, he would have dropped pretty quickly and we would not have lost nearly as much HP as we did. But again, it's fun to noodle around with the, to demonstrate, I'm trying to demonstrate to people the process of elimination, of like figuring out how, oh, this enemy is giving me a problem. How do I beat him, right? Like, how do I go about figuring out how to do real damage to this enemy, or how to defend myself against this enemy, that type of thing. Anyways, let's get our loot while we slowly regenerate. Oh, hey, we get our first. It's almost like they gave it to us for a reason. We get to use our unlock spell. So, treasure chest unlock. Oh, I forgot about this. Okay, so we get the Stinger, which is a full-ass Great Axe. We get the Quad Shield, which is interesting. We'll take a look at it. The Ring Mail, some bronze armor, which I think is the first non-leather piece of armor that we've gotten. Ring leggings, again, I think the first non-leather piece of leggings we've gotten. And the White Queen, which gives you a chance to evade numbness. You put it on a shield. That can be very helpful if you're up against something that does a lot of numbness. So, Eureka is a fun little thing. It's basically the Eye of Argon, but on a spell. It's pretty cheap. If you're ever concerned about traps, you can just walk in a room and cast Eureka. You know what? Let's go ahead and cast Eureka. See if there's any traps. Looks like there's no traps. Although this room was a trap. Also, let's take a look at the stuff that we picked up there. So we got a ring mail, which we can see immediately. 2-point increase on the Curus, same amount of defense, but it is an agility hit. We are starting to suffer from an agility perspective. But that ring mail is so much more physical resistance. 2 versus the 8 out of the ring mail. And typing, it gives us 3 edged and 5 piercing. So from a physical defense standpoint, it is significantly better. So we are going to go ahead and put it on, even though we want to start being a little cautious about our agility. Same thing pretty much with the long boots, etc., etc. But we have gear that we can prepare ourselves in case we run into something that is going to be potentially hard to hit because of our low agility, or that's going to be like magic. The quad shield is a bronze shield, has piercing type, so we can probably get rid of our Targe, or Target. And I believe the quad shield has a slot for oh, all three of these do. All of them except for the buckler do. Oh, it came. Oh, I didn't realize it came with a salamander. These other ones come with anything? Interesting. I did not realize it came with a salamander. That's a good find, right? Because we got that quad shield in the treasure chest, but we weren't like, oh, yeah, it didn't tell us that there's a gem in the treasure chest, or in the quad shield. So that's an interesting find. So Salamander Ruby, I think, is much like many of the class ones. It basically is a 15-point boost. So this shield would normally be -5 fire, but with the 15-point boost from the Salamander Ruby, it is a 10. Interestingly, I believe it might be the Pelta. No, actually, I think it's the Buckler. Oh, well, the Pelta has 6. So if we run into something that is fire, what would be potentially a better play is to take the Salamander out of the quad shield and put it into the Pelta shield, which would give us 21 fire defense, which would be or fire affinity. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the White Queen, because the White Queen is shield specific. You can see the class ones. Class ones can go into weapons, they can go into shields, but some things can only go into weapons and other things can only go into shields. So since the White Queen is just a very generic across the board, plus gives you a chance to resist numbness, we'll just throw it in on the quad shield, and that'll just give us a base across the board niceness that we will be happy with. Okay. Let's get on out of here. Huh, low damage on that arm. Wonder why. Let's check our Phantom points real quick. Rapier is good. We kind of need to noodle. Ooh. Put on the stinger real quick. What's it rocking? 14 strength. That's pretty big. Oh, look at that big boy. Yeah, this is gonna cause us to take some damage. Let's do it anyways. We're experimenting and showing things off. So not very good there. trying to see if we can do anything rather than swap out, right? We can degenerate him. Decent. Ow. So range, kind of a nice thing to have, but defense, also kind of a nice thing to have. It's fun. It's fun weapon to use. I actually like the way chains work on a lot of the two-handed weapons, truth be told. We're gonna go back to our shield though. Probably swap over to the Fandango for a little bit. Work on getting it back to the phantom points that it needs. Did we want? Yeah, we capped out that stinger. It's easy to cap out because with instill you're getting phantom points every time you hit with a weapon, but you're also with instill you're getting 10% of the damage that you would do as points into your phantom pain, which adds up really quick when you're doing like 50 or 60 damage. Okay. And I'm not good with fucking whatchamacallit anymore. I'm not good with chain abilities anymore. Anytime I get an Eye of Argon from an enemy, I'm just like, should I just use that immediately? Should I just use that immediately? You better get better because there's cheats for doing at least 15 chains with each weapon. Well, okay, 15 is about where I normally like land at. Eruption. I like to see what each of the fucking traps are. But that was a painful one. That was a painful one. As far as I'm aware, I don't know that there is any way to tell what the traps are. You can like figure out that they're there, but I don't know. I don't know if there's any way to know what they are. If that makes sense. Other than just going for it. Oh shit. Okay, so this guy matters. This little golden plated guy. Okay. Let's see if we can. Goblin leader. We're gonna analyze him. We're also just gonna. Oh, fucking right. You paralyzed me. I forget. So paralysis is annoying. Paralysis prevents you from fucking attacking. Basically, you can't open the reticle. Not difficult to deal with. A ring sleeve. Okay, so we're gonna check the status on this goblin leader. So this guy is interesting, as you can see. He's got a lot of intelligence, which is kind of cool. He's also got a very high amount of edged and piercing resistance. He doesn't have very high strength though, so it doesn't translate into crazy defense. But let's open up our battle menu and heal our paralysis. And then we will. This is where picking up the resistant defense chains is nice. So you can see, right, like, normally Fandango hits pretty fucking hard, but not against him. Holy shit. So we are going to want to swap over to our Pink Scroll Plus. And another thing that we're gonna do is we are going to, you saw he didn't have very high strength. We're gonna degenerate that little bastard so he has even less strength. And now it's club v club, motherfucker. And now we're doing significantly more. Oh, magical little bat. Oh, you missed. You failed. You failed to dispel. Fucking healing himself. Also, you may notice if you ever miss the initial attack, don't chain because you're just gonna miss. So every time I miss the initial attack, I just stop chaining. There we go. Look at that! That's a cool little guy. We need some, I think Aqua Ward comes up before the, but yeah, that was cool. Wow. Yeah, just get fucked, right? Ring Sleeve, Chain Coif, and Undine Jasper. So increases water affinity. So we're getting our first affinity here. So we really haven't, aside from the Soul Kiss and the Magnolia Flower, because they're silver, so they have very high light affinity as a base. aside from those, we really haven't been playing with affinities yet, elements yet, right? And now we get our first thing. Technically, I guess the Salamander Ruby was our first one, because it was in a shield, but you can take it out and put it in a weapon as well, right? So now we can boost both our fire affinity and our water affinity, which is pretty dope. And if we're getting both of those, that might indicate that something is about to happen. Because the game generally, not always, but generally the game gives you stuff that you might need in the near future. We're going to antidote ourselves and probably heal ourselves. And then head on back the way we came. Okay. I think all of our weapons now are pretty upped, except for the Magnolia Frog. The Magnolia Frog still down, so I kind of want to get it up. I'm not even sure that Phantom Points actually matter for magic. Motherfucker. I forgot that was there. Truth be told, we did get that Fern Sigil, and that might go to one of those doors, but we're going to go back to the save point first. We're going to take that central door. Might have gotten us a fair chunk. Yeah, just one successful instill just gives so fucking much on the side of the Phantom Points. We're actually gonna save real quick because we have done a little bit of stuff. We haven't done that much, but I've been explaining a whole bunch of things, and I don't want to potentially have to redo the things that I've explained. And we're gonna go into this central door. These guys are super resistant to blunt, but the light, I think, is helping us out here. Very resistant to blunt damage. It's got to be what it is. It's got to be that explosion is. I think explosion is physical or untyped blunt. Helpful tip if I'm open to it. Hello, by the way. Yeah, feel free. This is not a no spoiler run. I've played Vagrant Story many times in the past. It's been nearly a decade. And I'm trying to do it without a walkthrough. I'm trying to just do it based off of what I remember from way back in the day. But I'm perfectly fine with people talking about how Vagrant Story works and stuff like that. I would say try to avoid story spoilers in case anyone is watching for the actual story. But for tips or tricks or strategies, by all means, feel free to chit chat about that. To your heart's content. We're just gonna swap. We know these guys are pretty easy to kill with something like the rapier or the fandango. So no cause for concern there. Oh, you know what we haven't done? In the guise of trying to like show things off, we haven't showed off Raging Ache. Let's show off Raging Ache. So Raging Ache is an interesting chain ability in that it deals more damage basically the lower your HP is. So it's kind of a little dangerous scenario. Somewhere in the toggles menu, there's a toggle to show affinity gain loss that will show you how actions affect your weapons and armor affinity. I may already know, but leave it off. I think I've seen that. I just don't like turn it on, but I totally turn it on. There's a lot of things in the options section of turning things off and on. So armor stat, you're talking about when the armor or weapon statuses change. Yeah, sure, let's turn them on because maybe it'll help people track like what's going on for affinities and stuff like that. Does it noodle with like your like class ups and downs? I wonder. That'd be kind of cool. So we're gonna try to show off kind of like what Raging Ache is. I'm not gonna spam chain here. I'm just gonna do a single one. So boom. Ooh. Hey, that's fun. That is kind of cool to see. I've never turned that on before, but it is kind of cool to see how that kind of pops. Only if you're interested. You tend to leave it on because you like learning what elements enemies are. Yeah, that's I would say that's probably a faster way to learn what affinities enemies have than to analyze and then go into the or maybe not it's a more succinct way of understanding what an enemy's affinities are than analyzing them and going in. And if they're weak against it. Yeah. So that's a neat little thing. I don't know if I'll leave it on forever, because it might be a bunch. Because just hitting that one guy, we had 2 human ups, and we get a light arm up. It's kind of fun to see that, though. It's kind of fun to track all of that little stuff. So, anyways, that's a good shout out on that. That's kind of a neat thing. So, but yeah, I don't want to actually sit on Raging Ache. I just kind of wanted to show what it can do. Basically, a lot of what you'll do, or a lot of what people will do, is they'll chain Raging Ache and Heavy Shot together, and the damage stacks up. And it gets really, really heavy to where you can really fuck with enemies. Kind of wild. Is this where I'm about to be sad? I think this is where I'm about to be sad! It's another wyvern! Okay, so real quick, immediately, we're gonna go into our shields, on the quad shield, or actually not on the quad shield, because we know the quad shield is lower. I think it's on the Pelta. So on the Pelta, we can see it has 6 fire. We're gonna go ahead and throw the Salamander Ruby in there. Now it's 21 fire, right? So we're gonna throw that in. Equip. Put on the did it not take? Did I not do it? I think I canceled it. I think I canceled it. I did. My bad. So we'll throw on the Pelta Shield. That's going to give us a bunch of resistance to fire. We're going to run in, and we're going to analyze this guy. Because it's fun to analyze the enemies and then look at their stats. So, in the menu, we get to see it's a wyvern. It's a wyvern. Very cool. So we get to see the full legend. How's it going, Mayoka? I hope you're doing well. So we get to see the stats on the wyvern. We can see all their affinities, and their affinities are just wiling the fuck out. This thing is not weak to anything, but fortunately, it does have a typing weakness. So what we're gonna do against this guy is put on the pink squirrel. We're gonna degenerate him if we can, which I think we can. We're gonna Prostasia ourselves, and then we're just gonna bludgeon the shit out of him with the pink squirrel plus. So that is the plan to stand. So pink squirrel time. We're just ready to smash. Oh, and we gotta remember, because we augmented the pink squirrel, we can put the Dragonite in there now, just to give it a little bit more of a boost. So, still not a lot of damage. Holy shit. Uh-oh. And pretty low hit percentage. So maybe this won't go well. But we'll see. We'll see what things look like after we degenerate it and Prostasia ourselves. So degenerate, how goes? I'm having a blast. I absolutely adore this game. So I'm having a good old time. It's been a very hectic couple of days. Actually, it's been a very hectic, 2 weeks. We have some feral kittens that we are taking care of, and one of them is now an indoor kitten because he was the runt of the litter. So now we're up to 4 cats in the house that we are taking care of, and 3 cats that we are actively taking care of, 3 kittens that we are actively taking care of outside. Is he running around right now? I don't see him. He's either in his bed or he's running around in one of the other rooms right now. So if he pops in, I'll snag him and see if I can show him off. So yeah. Okay, so significantly better, still pretty bad in the hit rate regard. That is partially because of our stacking of gear. Actually, let's see if we can minimize this. So we've got 66% right now. So let's see if we can. One, we could take the Dragonite off and we could put the Braveheart in, and that would help. But alternatively, we can also roll through our stuff. None of those, because those are all minus agility. Yep, I don't know why I did that. That was this thing. So we could go back to the bear mask, right? That gives us 2 points of agility back. We could go back to, say, the Curus. That gives us, what was that? 30 points of agility, so we've gotten 5 points of agility back. We can go back to the long boots. So we're at 8 more agility than we had previously. So we were at 66. Oh, right. We're gonna have Prostasia again. Forget about that. Not a big deal. So now we're up to 74, right? So like just swapping that gear around to where we're not losing as much agility. We already do a bit more damage. Now this guy has a lot of HP, 300 plus HP, so 26 is not crazy good, but it's also not that bad. Okay. Alright, make me a liar. Oh! 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 Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's see if I'm noodling around too much. I'm gonna hit him a couple more times and then we're gonna try something else because I don't want to lose my Prostasia buff because we're kind of burning through our mana. No, we're burning through our mana. I will see if I can noodle towards the end. All right. Okay. Okay, we've done a bit of damage now, so now I want to noodle. Because I believe explosion is physical or untyped blunt damage. So let's see if explosion works. Wrong thing. Ah! Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. Normally you don't want to burn through your mana roots, but whatever, we know what we're doing. What we got? Mark to hit more than one portion of his body. No, not really. Oh, you know why? You know, so the reason why he's not going to take very much damage, even though he's probably, the blunt typing probably works, is because he's got such high intelligence. We go back to the status page and we take a look at him. He's got 144 intelligence. So that's gonna absolutely make him pretty resistant to magics unless you're like exploiting a affinity, right? But you know, still interesting. We can also see his right leg is now dying. If we start attacking his left leg, we can really cripple. He's only got 48 HP. We're just gonna smack him with this though. Damn. Basically toothless now. That's fun though. Go out of my dragon damage? Actually, not terrible. Right now. Actually, not terrible right now. Not great, but not terrible. Finally get to answer that question with a positive for you. And not having Prostasia on really sucks. That's okay. We just pushed through. That was kind of a ugly fight. Most of these fights are kind of ugly. But most of these fights are kind of ugly because I'm doing this. Oh, wait, let's swap and see if this works. Wait, let's swap and see if this works. You don't have to do that. Be what it be. Gladiator! We get int +2. The game is really giving us a lot of int. Hyacinth Sigil, and the Grimoire Ignifuge. So, Pyroguard. So, if something is really hot, we, instead of doing Prostasia, we can put basically Fire Ward on our armor and boost our fire affinity a bunch so that we take significantly less in the way of fire damage. Which is pretty cool. Is pretty cool. Actually, thank you very much, Hearthside. That I don't know if I'm gonna stick around or keep that setting on, but it's really cool knowing that setting is there. Because, like, seeing those little pop-ups is really kind of neat. Okie dokie, Smokey. Let's pop on over to the rapier. I need quick weapon swaps. That's all I need in my life is quick weapon swaps. Come on. You degenerate me? You motherfucker! You also learned that you don't get status changes to your weapon while chaining. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. If you recall correctly. So, interesting. You only want to swing once if you're trying. Yeah, that's the strategy for, like, on the test dummies. If you're building, like, oh, you go to the undead test dummy and you're like, I want to make an undead weapon. I really want to class up undead. So you're just smack, 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 smack. I remember that. It's been a long time, but I remember that. Oh, that was quick. Fucking poison mist! That should just be on by default? Well, it's a lot of I kind of agree, but it's also a lot of additional information on the screen. But I would also prefer it be on. Where I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty positive. They're both banded. Oh, we just jump from there? No, not quite. It doesn't matter. Whatever gets us over there. Either way is acceptable. Unlatch the door. That unlocks the door from this side. I'm so bad at chaining, especially defensive chaining. Sure, I can just, yeah. About to say. Okay, so this door is the hyacinth sigil. Okay. A door opened somewhere! Oh shit, it's still going. I made it through without realizing that the timer was still going. Motherfucking stun cloud. I'm going to degenerate this bastard. Then I'm going to eat your Sill's tears myself. And then I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. Oh! I want to drop. I'll need a dozen ring sleeves. Ah! Alright. Bunch of fucking fighting. Hot damn. Okay, we're back at another crossroads. Go ahead and save again. I will say I feel like it's making me conscientious now, because I know in the back of my mind I know that it's more important to have a good affinity and type weapon than it is to have a good class weapon because of the way the damage calculations work. But seeing the class bonuses pop up or the class changes pop up way more frequently. So seeing them pop up is making me conscientious and being like, yeah, but you could be building a class weapon right now. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't need to. And I can do that later when I have, like, better materials, you know? Oh, it's fun. That's fun. I'm gonna let our risk burn off a little bit. I actually like the fact that Risk burns down so quickly. Because it lets me kind of like pace, and there are fast-paced moments in this game, but a lot of time this game lets you go at a slower pace, which I really appreciate. Oh, this is this room. Oh! Okay, this is what's his face, right? Okay, I think I can prep for this. I think I can prep for this if I'm remembering correctly. I think. Oh no, this is. I think I'm thinking of the wrong guy. I think this is Big Boy. Yeah. Yeah. In which case, I mean that's probably fine. But we would definitely want to go back from Hagane back to, oh, actually probably the Bandit Mail. Oh yeah, the Bandit Mail is good. In regards to that, I don't remember what weapon. This is either the. I want to say it's either the Ifrit or the Orc. I think it's the Orc. It might be called an Ogre instead. I think it's. It's the Ifrit. Okay, it's Ifrit. I was wrong. I was thinking it was the Orc. Okay, so this is the wrong set of gear. I do not want all of this stuff on. I want the fire stuff on. So fire stuff. Actually, I don't. Yeah. A lot of the gear that we have is just gonna be whatever. But the bear mask is gonna be better, and the wizard's robe actually is gonna be the best in regards to this. I believe. I think the vast majority of what he does is fire damage. I mean, he's an Ifrit. And we want to come in here to our. The issue is I don't know if it's a piercing, so we're gonna analyze it first. Let's hit him with an analyze, because I don't remember what his type weakness is. If he has one at all, he'll have like a weaker one, right? So we'll check. And it is, so we can see his affinities, super high, fire, crazy out of this world, but water, quite low, and blunt or edged. So blunt or edged are going to be the best scenarios for us. His intelligence is actually pretty low. We might be able to... his physical affinity is actually pretty high, so... I'm trying to find something to explosion, and we're just not finding anything. So we're probably just going to beat the crap out of this guy with the pink squirrel. So, go over to pink squirrel. Put that on. And go into setup. Attach gems to weapons to the pink squirrel. And take out the Dragonite and put in the Undine Jasper, because that's going to put 15 water onto our pink squirrel. Which is... going to put the pink squirrel at 16 water, which is pretty decent. So we are going to degenerate Crustacea. Actually, we're not going to Crustacea. We're going to degenerate, and we are going to Ignifuse. So we're going to put Pyro Guard on ourselves. So we resist fire. Very cool. And we are going to... We're still going to try to degenerate him if it takes. Because always good to degenerate. That club's got a lot of miles on it. It does. Just the chunks. Just... Oh, we didn't put our thing on. Okay, I would miss it anyways. We'll put it on. We'll put it on for shits and giggles though, because maybe I'll succeed with one. So we'll put our... Oh, our fireproof is on. It's on square. So if we get lucky and I don't fail the defense chain or defense chain, then we can actually take very, very, very low damage from this guy. Whereas normally, this is kind of the interesting thing. Your normal thought process in a game like this is see, you know, oh, new gear, number go up. Oh, I don't want to wear leather, I want to wear bronze. Oh, this iron stuff is better than bronze, I'll wear that. But a lot of new players might not be looking at all of the different moving parts and pieces and not being like, oh, well, interestingly, a lot of this leather gear has resistance to fire on it, right? It has fire affinity on it. So you can run into, if you're just playing the game without thinking about these things, without knowing about them, and you get to this point, you can run in on this guy and have a lot of like minuses to your fire resistance, minuses to your agility. This guy can be very hard to hit. He can smack you around because maybe you're like, it doesn't occur to you to put the fire ward on, etc., etc. You don't. It can just be a wild thing. Or you can run up to him and just be like, let's go, buddy. So, let's smack him around. Weapon Phantom +1, Evil -1, and Water +1. Okay, let's see if we can get it. Too fast. Ice too fast. Is he... Yeah, he's fairly chain resistant, so we're not going to chain. We'll try a single chain each time, but otherwise we'll just smack him. Fast. Fast. Recharge 100 MP. So, this is actually kind of interesting. This goes to show, right? Enemies do care about their MP. This isn't one of those games where enemies have like infinite MP and shit like that. Too soon, Junior, as Mr. Toretto says. Hey, nice watch streak. Fuck yeah. This game is not one of those games where the enemies don't care about MP. You saw in our chain abilities, we haven't taken any of the MP things yet, but that is actually a strategy you can do, especially for certain like very like spellcastery bosses. If you drain their MP, they'll spend their time trying to restore their MP to be able to do anything. So it's actually kind of an interesting mechanic. You know what? We might want to pick that up and see if we can doodle with that a little bit. Okay. Fun. I feel like every single one of these fights is the longest I have ever taken to do any of these fights. The Chief kind of spoils the killing blow. So it kind of spoils it for you guys, but I know the killing blow immediately because it cancels my chaining. Like, if the damage is done, I don't get the chance to chain again. Agi +1. Eugh. I'm actually quite happy for the agility boost, but the fact that it's a +1 makes me sad. But we're not save scumming, so we're just going with it. Flame Sphere! We get our first... well, not our first. I guess technically Spirit Surge is our first one. But we get another elemental spell. We've actually been getting a lot of ints, so maybe we play with more like elemental stuff this time around than I'm used to. So we get Flame Sphere, another HP elixir. Maybe we'll have better luck on our Elixir of Queens than we did on our roulette. Let's see, shall we? HP up. +3's pretty good. +3's pretty good. Take those. Definitely take those. So... Oh, that was interesting. That is quite interesting. The Ignifuge, the Pyro Ward dropping off of us picked up the body armor's fire affinity. That's kind of wild. Honestly, that's neat to know. I never would have known that, outside of like looking it up in a guide, I never would have known that that would happen with a buff falling off, because it counts as an interaction and it's fire affinity, so you have a fire interaction, which means there's a chance for it to pick up. That is very interesting to see. Thank you very much for that as a heads up. That's a very cool interaction to see. All right, we're gonna go back and we're gonna go to the other direction. Oh, Googles. Do we need? Okay, these are hellhounds. They're fire based, so I'm not gonna assume that this is gonna work well on them. So I'm not gonna do it. We'll just kill them. But maybe it'll work well on the other guys. Actually, I don't know if it'll work well on the goblins either. I think they're water. Whatever. We'll see. Let's go left. What the fuck is left? I don't fucking... Oh! I don't remember... Let's analyze the Mimic. I don't remember if they have... They have really high affinities, period, don't they? I think they do. No, they have bad fire affinity. Interesting. Okay. Let's take this opportunity then. We're gonna throw on the Magnolia Fra. Equip that. What is our intelligence right now? Our intelligence is 107. Huh. That doesn't seem right at all. But whatever. Item. We are going to Grimoire Flamme. It is going to be much like the... little lower. Little lower. Little finicky. Not bad. Okay, so let's target the tail, see if we can blow this bitch up. With Flame Sphere, level 1. We missed a bunch. Oh, do I not have my weapon out? I don't have my... Okay. That's probably why my status does not... That was a hot miss. That was something. That was something. Oh. And the unfortunate thing about the offensive spells, the warlock spells, is that they cost a lot of NP. So while it's very easy to fuck around with the buffs and debuffs and the, you know, heals and analyzes and stuff like that, it's less easy to fuck around with the attack spells because they're expensive. they're quite expensive. What's this guy weak to? Piercing. Right. Piercing. Okay, we'll throw on the gear and just take him out. Take him out back. Take him out back and shoot him. Ooh. Still pretty beastie. We'll degenerate him. Well, if there hadn't been a whole bunch of misses, he would have died very easily. I guess fair. Degenerate mimics. Degenerate mimics and gobbo time all around. What is this room? Locked with a silver key. Okay. Let's generate some damn magic. Let's go ahead and swap. What? What to the north? Why? I mean, in fairness, we've been leaf blowing and mowing and... Ooh. Threaten me with a good time. Don't degenerate me! You're a degenerate. You're a degenerate. Papa's a degenerate. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have the spell to counter degenerate right now, so we just kind of gotta live with it. Fortunately, we have a very good edged weapon against these guys. We'll just toss it. They're going to take longer than we want, so we'll throw Stacia. Poison misting us. Where are you running? Back here. You bastard. If poison mist missed. I don't know if it can miss, actually. I'm not positive. I mean, we could, if we had the right defense skill on, we could counter it. In fact, let's see if, do we have... No, we do not have... Oh, we do! We do! Let's put Ward on and see if we can try to keep this Mimic from fucking... hitting us with numbness. I'm staying in this corner for a second. Hopefully let the degenerate buff run out on me. There we go. Okay. Look, it's not cowardice, it's smart fighting. Why go fight this thing that we do low damage to anyways if I don't have to? That Mimic is named Chester, and he just wants to sing Numb to you? Too soon. Too soon. Too soon. That hurt my heart. It hurt my heart. We're gonna use an Eye of Argon. Last time there was a fucking trap right in front of the treasure chest. Not this time, though. It's locked. Of course it is. Yeah, the release of Lost was like, oh no, ow. My fifis. Why? Oh, did it fail? Rain Sleeve, Salamander Ring, Mana Breaker, Cross Fusion! Ha, fuck you, game. If we had gone here first, we would have had Frost Fusion so that we could put more water affinity on our weapon for the Ifrit fight. But I fucked up. I came to the wrong place. Ring. Right, we gotta get rid of a bunch of stuff. What do we can get rid of this bronze Shankwood because we have a Hagane one now. We have this banded mail is better than this ring mail. We just discard this ring mail. Two ring sleeves. We don't need to be carrying around the ring sleeves and the knuckles. We probably just choose which is better, but that's enough for now to get both of these. You let your inner Edna out. It'd be that way sometimes. And so if we'd gone here, we could have gotten Frost Fusion to get more water affinity, and we get our second accessory, because we've been rocking the Rude necklace this entire time, which if you take a look at it, is just a very basic necklace, right? A little bit of class defense against undead and evil, not against phantom and dragon. A little bit of physical affinity, and nothing else really going on. But the Salamander Ring is actually rocking some stuff. 10 blunt and 5 piercing, and 15 fucking fire. This is actually quite good to just put on. And 3 strength, 3 intelligence versus the Rude Necklace's 1 intelligence. Salamander Ring is nice to just put on, period. As long as you don't run into something with water damage, it's going to be generally better, obviously situationally, but generally better than the Rude Necklace. So, quite cool. Yeah, there's that. We got some stuff. Very cool. We really fucked up going the wrong direction. How rude. How rude. How Okay. Silver key to the left. A direction to go to the right. Darude necklace? No. I knew as soon! I knew that someone was gonna go Sandstorm. And by someone, I mean you, because it's really either you or Jay. We gotta do a little lifty-loo to be able to make the jump. Now we gotta time it right. Ah! Very nice. We did it. And now, I think we can just jump from here to here, and here to there. To throw exploding penguins? Okay, that's got to be a reference that I just don't understand at the moment. We'll just try. This is not the right weapon, but we'll just try to kill this guy off. Okay, so are we trying to finish out defensive things? Or do we want to snag some more chain abilities? Mind Assault could be fun. We were talking about Disgaea series. Oh! They do say do a lot, actually. That wasn't a deep cut or a bad cut. That was just my brain not leaping far enough for the cut. I was about to say, please die. Ah, Stun Cloud! That's fine. You know what? You know what? You know what? Get degenerated, you little bastard. Get degenerated, you little bastard. And we'll go ahead and use a fairy chortle on ourselves. Don't dispel it. Don't dispel it. You fucker. That's... Oh, we fairy chortled and got rid of the poison rather than Yggdrasil tears and got rid of paralysis. My guy, my brain did the wrong... Actually, my brain did the right thing. My fingers did the wrong thing. Yeah, that's a thick ass boy. I swear to God, this guy's dispelling. Actually, is my... I'm kind of curious about the... Yeah, it's fine. You know what? I can keep this up all day. I really can, but... Yeesh. Don't heal yourself. bastard. I was worried about that. Okay. We're gonna chill for a second. Let our risk run down. Holy shit. We'll actually throw out a heal for ourselves while that's happening. Good day. Did I have any items that I haven't used? I haven't used the oh, I didn't use our elixir of sages. I knew I hadn't used the frost fusion yet. Let's burn our elixir of sages, see what we get for our int up. This game wants me to be a caster. This game wants me to be a caster. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's wild. Wild. Oh. Back to the earthquakes. Wonder. Ooh. God. I wonder if there's... I don't remember a place that really would have been like blocked or changed by an earthquake. Burn sigil. Burn sigil turned to dust. Fucking bloodsucker! It's nothing. Blood sucked twice. I was too slow. You big man. Just big man. Your ears are dumb. My heart is full of hurt now. That silver key, didn't we? I am kinda curious. What the earthquake caused? I don't remember that earthquake. Oh! It's the orc! Or ogre. I knew that guy was here somewhere! Okay, now this guy, I believe, it's an ogre. This guy, I believe, we actually do care about the physical side of things. So. Let's check his stats. Okay, he is rocking a bunch of strength and actually a shit ton of intelligence. Holy shit. He's got no particular affinity weakness, and he has a piercing weakness. So this is probably just gonna be twitchy ears. This is probably just gonna be us degenerating him, prostasing ourselves, and just going to town on whichever body part works. But before that, this guy is, if I remember correctly, pretty much purely physical. So we'll throw on the Fizz Gear. 7. So Iron Knuckles still gonna be better. Bronze Knuckles maybe not better. Yeah. So Chain Sleeve. I think he's wielding an edged weapon, so Chain Sleeve actually might be best here. Definitely the Hagane Chain Point. Interestingly, it's just going to be the Banded Mail because the high is and leggings for basically the exact same reason. Ow! So we can see the damage he kind of hits. But oh, he's Beast. Beast. We don't have anything we can specifically do against Beast, but we can come in here to our setup on our here. Who has? I guess nobody has. I should have just checked the news. Somebody has it. Uh-oh. Did I put that? Oh, no. Did I put our Braveheart in something? I probably put our Braveheart in something and stored it, didn't I? Or is... Oh, no. It's on the Magnolia Farm. Okay. So take that out off the Magnolia Fraw. Put it onto the Rapier. This is just, it's not going to give us, I mean, 3 Beast is whatever. Not going to give us enough to really care about the damage, but it is a 20% increase on hit chance. So that'll help us effectively hit him where we want to. So we'll Degenerate, Prostasia, kick his ass. Don't remember. Let's see if this is, because there aren't very many. This guy runs a lot. Let's see if this is one of the guys that we can do Snake Venom on. Because that would be kind of neat. Okay, it looks like the answer is no. He also just has high chain defense, though. So the answer might not be no. Hitting him in his head is... Head is pretty easy. He hurts, even with Degenerated Procession. I'm going to burn a Vera Root just to dump our risk a little bit, increase our chances of hitting. Yeah, not worth chaining, it looks like. Do the free one just to see. Well, it's not really free. You know what I mean? He mollywops. Interesting, he is trying to play the range game with us. Because he's got basically what equates to a two-handed weapon in a longer range. That's very cool. It's cool that we kind of get jump scared and this guy comes at us, right? He has insane reach. He would kind of get jump scared and he comes at us real hard, and he's dodging and hitting us from range, and then he realizes, oh shit, and he turns to run, and we're just like, it's too late for you, and just turn away. MP +2. I swear to God, into this game, we're just gonna be casting left and right. Elixir of King, and Terra Guard. Very cool. Let's go ahead and throw a heal. And we'll use our Elixir of Kings and see what we get from the side of Stonk. Stonk. Strength +4, motherfucking hell yes! That is that good. We are very happy about that. Now we fucking talking. Although if you save scum and you're getting +4s on everything, it's you know, it's a lot of stats we could have already. Ooh, what's this? Well, what do you see? You find us strange, no? Unnatural is more the word. That thing you do, it's... They have formed into 3 groups. They are wounded and increasingly wary of being split apart. They seem less focused than our visitors last night. The soldiers last night were trained elites. These latecomers are mere sellswords. Guildenstern doubtlessly wished to catch us in the Greylands, yet we proved too cunning a quarry. So, I want a Vagrant Story remake remaster, right? Obviously, I want that. I want that so bad. But I also want a Vagrant Story 2 for what I feel like if anyone has played this game, I feel like are obvious reasons with how the game ends. I'm not going to spoil it, but with how the game ends. And there's not a lot of outer world building of like what's going on, but we get tidbits, right, of like the VKP and Valendia as a whole, right, the Greylands, these various different like locations, and it would be really cool, honestly, if I could get a Witcher 3 style Vagrant Story 2, I would pee my pants. I would full on At like hearing the announcement, I would just piss myself with excitement. I legitimately would. It is a hollow victory. Our losses are greater than the blades, and they have cut our puppet strings and turned them against us. They will soon hold the surface. We are lost. We have sacrificed much, yet it need not be in vain. Need it, pardon? How can they control our servants? How? Not all of them can, only a few. Yet we are the masters, are we not? Have we been betrayed by one of our own? I think not. The Cardinal has prepared long for this. 20 years watching, waiting. Think, they struck us just as we were moving on the Duke. They knew our plans, Sydney. Temper, pardon. We must learn control. We are lost, Sydney, lost. We must leave now or we'll be warming our toes in hell. I said, control yourself. I am telling you, all is well. Trust me, Hardin. All is well. You can see that was not a natural, just like, you can hear it, and then you see Hardin, like, physically react to it. That was, like, compulsion. We are friends, you and I. That not so, Hardin? Give me your trust, friend. Yes, friends. Take the Inquisitor with you and go ahead. Oh, and don't be too rough. What will you do? Just going to pay a visit on Guildenstern. Worry not, friend. Use sigils to lock all you can. Cost our guests valuable time to unbind them. Sydney. If we are friends, do not compel me so, right? And there's confirmation that wasn't just some like, oh, he got spooked or anything. No, that was like a compulsion. It was a calm the fuck down compulsion. Never again, Sydney. I want this voice acted. I want this mocapped and voice acted. God damn. Joshua. He intends to die. This way. Come. What are you seeing, Merlos? Why? What are you seeing, Merlos, and why? Fucking creeper, Rosencrantz. What have you done, Sydney? Right. Very excited. Much wow. We're schmoving right along tonight. Doing some good. If I remember correctly. Yeah. If I remember correctly. We're gonna go ahead and save. Just in case I fuck things up. Save frequently in this game, because there will be stuff just around the corner that, if you are not prepared for, I will fuck you right the fuck up. This leads out to the waterway, the space that we had seen previously, and we can now see that Heracles. Heracles is a strength boost that goes on you, not your equipment, so it can stack with things like Crustacea. Hardest fight in the game incoming. Is it? Is it? Kinda, yeah? Ooh, I might not remember. We are actually gonna take this Cloudstone across because I wanna stop off um at the armory or the workshop and stash some of this shit because we got too much shit right now. I have looted too much stuff. Too much clutter. We definitely don't need. We don't need one of the. We don't need like bronze. Ah! The fucking the anti-confirmation is a pain in my booty. All right. You're getting analyzed. You're getting fucking analyzed. What do you got going on? Why you so thicky? Oh, you're so thicky because he Heracles. That's why. But he also has 25 piercing type, so that's the other reason why. So we will switch to the Fandango, and we'll degenerate him, and then beat his ass. Probably don't even need to degenerate him with the Fandango, but we'll do it nonetheless. Because you're not allowed to buff. That's stupid. Yeah, boy! That's what we talking about. Right. Take this right across. Go on in. A little fast on that one. Just preemptively degenerate this guy. Make it easier on ourselves. Y'all got me spooked because I don't even remember. Oh, I might remember. That's it? That's it? Huh. Go ahead, Heracles. I'm just gonna degenerate you. Let my risk go down though. Generate. Hope you enjoyed your Heracles. Goodbye. Motherfucker. You motherfucker! Okay, you're not keeping that. We can play this game, maybe not all day, but for a while. My action speed is way faster than your action speed. Good enough. We're just here to do a drop-off, So not gonna do anything crazy adjustments. We're pretty happy with the stuff that we have, but I do think we want to clear out our inventory a little bit, give ourselves some space. Sir, we are gonna get rid of the Stinger. We are going to get rid of the... What is it? I think it's the Targe. I think it's the Targe. Because the quad buckler is just a better Targe. So the Targe go away. And then we've got a bunch of this shit here. So I think we'll get rid of the Cuirass. We will keep the Wizard Robe for magical defense scenario. I like holding on to the leather boots and mask in case we run into something especially nasty. But all of these sleeves and the chain coif and the other one down here. We're using a chain. So these ring sleeves, the cuirass, the ring leggings, yeah. That can all gear. And really, we'll hold on. That's fine. Good enough. Probably, I might not have to do it now, but probably maybe after the next session or two. We're getting to the point where I don't want the storage to get too cluttered. And it's kind of boring to just go through it because it'll take a while, but I'll probably go through it and discard like lower tier material stuff here in the near future. Okay, we're gonna head back the way we came. We're also gonna throw a heal at ourselves because we do have some status damage on various limbs. That is good enough. No! I didn't make it. Can you make that? Haha! You can make it. It was very close. But you can make that. You just go, go, go. Rude. Gotcha. Yeah? We can pass through here. What have you found? Oh, that's a little warped. Ancient Chaldean lettering. Quite worn, nigh unreadable. Anything useful? I think not. Yet. The carvings are particularly deep in places. They're quite charming. What do they mean? There's more here and here. Ancient Chaldean, from Mullenkamp's time. Truly, these were written before the birth of Saint Iacus, a time when sorcerers were common as sellswords. Back in ye Final Fantasy Tactics days, perhaps? What is it? The Cardinal. He will stop the legacy of Mullenkamp, the Grimoires, from falling into the wrong hands, will he not? Of course, my love. To cede its power to a fanatic such as Sidney would be madness. I fear he already has the Grand Grimoire. What think you? I do not know. Yet surely we would not be here chatting so amiably if we had. Grand Grimoire, Ultimate Codex of Sorcery. It is only a book, a covenant, yet it is the prime mover, the machinery of life itself. And if you had that book, Sydney. Bitch, what you think you gonna do? You wouldn't know what to do with such power. Then pray tell, for what purpose have you been in league with the Duke these many years? You seek to control men, nay, to control God himself. Oh, please. Warping the minds of men and shepherding the masses has always been your church's domain. You lure sheep with empty miracles and a dead God. Or perhaps you too are a sheep, Samantha. A poor little lamb bleeding for your faith, though it were milk of the poppy. She does not look amused. Yet mark your savior well, for he is one of the demons you so fear, Samantha. Be silent. Ah. A sweeter faith still is the draught called love. Alright, Sydney, quit zooming. Sydney's trying to compel people. I have no doubt Sydney would have her stabbing Guildenstern in a matter of moments if given the opportunity. Be wary, Samantha. Don't let him get to you. Truly, the Cardinal's own hand. Your will is strong, Guildenstern. You are not the only shepherd here, Sydney. Tricky, tricky. Watch your crook, lest it be wrenched from you. Motherfucker just phased through the goddamn wall! What? It's no use. We must make haste. The fiend. Run, Sydney, run. Will be ours in the Grand Grimoire. Interesting. Interesting. Generate him. He not taking enough damage. We make it better. Man, I'm getting worse. Seeping? Yes, I ain't heard him in a while. I figured either he's sleeping or he's in there with you. Well, I can't with my headphones. Fuck, she says. The fuck, she says. Motherfucking Heracles. It's no damage, buddy, for having a two-hander. What the hell? That eats his action. We do it again. We know he's gonna do that, so it's fine because we're faster than he is. So we'll get the attack first with his reduced strength. Easy peasy. Way. Going Crake right here. Like I might be going Crake right here. Ah, I'm going. Wait, no. Yeah, I'm going Cray Cray. I just fucking missed the door because I'm a dum-dum. Sometimes you miss things. Sometimes it do be that way. No big deal. No biggie, yo. No bigelow. Sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes you're just dumb. Headshot. No? Oh, that's the upper fucking part. What the fuck am I doing? Yeah, I'm just a dum-dum and I didn't jump up the fucking thing like I'm supposed to. Oh. Oh. Oh, this is wow, that was a very easy kill. No, this isn't what I was thinking either. I'm like so fucking curious what the fuck y'all are talking about. Oh, is this what's her face and Tiger? And maybe Noodle with the Magnolia Pro. Maybe I'm the one misremembering. No, I mean my memory is definitely hazy of the game. So you have probably played it more recently than I have. To be fair, almost any fight in this game could be the hardest. If you've got the wrong setup, absolutely true. Man, I'm not used to the chains on the staff. The chains on the staff are different. Yo. We're a little dodgy. Dodgy. Remember this next box being an actual pain in the ass? Memories of chaining for 1 damage for 20 plus minutes? I only think I know of like one boss that does that to me. I don't think it's... But 59% of the time, every time. Apparently not. Alright. I think slashing just works on this fucker. It's a fleshy one, so probably. Okay. No. Not. You'd like to do a heavy magic playthrough sometimes? I would love to do a heavy magic playthrough sometime. I think the issue with magic is, honestly, it's kind of hard to do a heavy magic playthrough unless it's a New Game Plus playthrough. It's just challenge, like, yeah, it just doesn't work very well. There are situations where magic can be quite useful. Fucking Prostase or degenerate this fucker. What a strong ass zombie. Like, holy shit. Yeah. 84 damage. With degenerate on. What the hell? Okay. Oh. What am I thinking? Left or right? Going here? Ah! Okay. It's the crab. Okay, so yes, the crab is that. I don't know why in my head I was thinking the crab was like later. So when you said the memories of chaining for 1 damage for 20 minutes, I was like, that's crab. That's gotta be the crab, right? I can't think of anyone else other than the crab that's like that. But I was like, but the crab's not here, is it? That was me. I was wrong. Crab's here. Crab is here. Yeah, crab is a pain in the ass because at this point I don't think you have, because I think the crab is weak to air. Motherfucker. The range on Analyze is so fucking short. Let's see what the crab's got. High chain res? Well, yeah, I would assume the crab has extremely high chain res. He's also about to blow me up with bubbles. 134 strength, 133 intelligence. He has 40, and yeah, his lowest affinity is air. We don't have an opportunity to do anything air-oriented right now. Weakest to blunt. Okay. We can work with that. Equip. Pink squirrel time, yo. Pink squirrel time, yo. We are going to want to take the salamander ring off, because he will bubble. So we're gonna take that off. I don't think there's anything else really that we can do from a changing equipment. From a bike, I don't think there's anything that is gonna matter for us here either. Bike Queen is gonna have the same kind of like affinity adjustment. So Quad Shield White Queen is fine. Weapon-wise, got the Paralysis there, got the Braveheart there, nothing on the Magnolia Frog. Have the Undine Jasper, which we are not going to want. Undead, Dragonite, and... Okay, so none of those are going to matter. So we're going to take Braveheart off. And we're going to put it into our Pink Squirrel. Braveheart, Pink Squirrel. Gonna leave us with some-ish stuff. This, I will say, will be a moment if we, instead of having the sand face, if we had the second grip, we would be sitting at 8 blunt instead of 3 blunt, and that would honestly be a pretty big deal at this point. But I think we should be fine just degenerating Crustacean, and then slamming them. We have Terra Guard and we have Frost Fusion, neither of which are useful in this instance. Oop, too fast. We're gonna go ahead and throw a heal first. We need to degenerate him. We need to Crustacea ourselves. And now we are... Well, it's not great damage, but it is something. So 20 damage. And we poison him. The issue with poison is poison ticks very slowly. So we're probably not going to get a lot out of poison, but it is an option. I will say, one of the see, we just ticked for 22 right there. One of the strategies I have used against the crab before is damage reflect. so just let him hit you and reflect the damage back to him over and over again. This may be the only game where buffing and debuffing is even more important than an SMT title. Yes, absolutely. a tanky boss, but with the right min-maxing of equipment and the right debuffs and buffs that you have access to at this point in the game, definitely don't have to chain him for 1 damage for 20 plus minutes. Welcome to my TED Talk. This is how to play Vagrant Story. Ooh, Agi +3. I like, you know, it kind of sucks when we get like +1 Agi, but we get +3 Agi. That's nice. A little bit of Agi goes a long way in this game to making sure you're hit. Ooh, we got an achievement for getting +3 agility from a boss? Okay. And we get another Elixir of Queens. And, motherfucker, he drops the thing that would have been good against him. What an odd achieve, right? I bet there's achievements for getting anything plus, any of the +3 or aboves from a boss. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see what our HP gives us. +4! Pretty okay. Hells yeah! We like it. What the fuck was back this way? I feel like... Oh. Well... At least smack these guys around. Fucking, he just threw himself at me. What are we thinking? We thinking stabby? Probably stabby. I wish I hadn't sidelined the Soul Kiss. You know what? We got so many fucking, these undead bastards running around. Why don't we throw in the, Iacus on the ring? I'll make it probably generally against most of them. Maybe not. Do a Fandango? Kind of situation? Yeah, you are. So... that hurt. See, if you're not prepped for fire, and you get hit with fire, it hurts, yo. It hurts quite a bit. That's okay, we're about to fuck this guy up. Set up, attach gems, ooh, take Braveheart off. Much better. Let's hit him with a Degenerate, and then we'll pop him like twice in the line. Oh, overkill, but, you know, sometimes it do be that way. The silver key. Okay, so another door. Another silver door that needs a silver key. Back the way we came. I can't believe so I didn't forget that giant enemy crab god existed, but I definitely forgot that this was where he was. Regenerate. Kill him. Kill these fucking casters quick. Walk over to the rapier. Also think I want to put our salamander in. What a strange place to have a crab? Absolutely. Definitely a strange place to have a crab. We're gonna degenerate this guy too. Like, degenerate's pretty cheap, very spammable. No reason not to just like throw it out on enemies like this. Especially like that type of shit hurts because it decreases their damage and increases your damage. Pretty nice. What a strange place for a crab. Crimson Pain. Forgot about Crimson Pain. So Crimson Pain, Raging Ache is kind of if you're really good at comboing. Crimson Pain plus Raging Ache will absolutely destroy shit. Because you'll be taking damage, and because you're taking damage, that increases Raging Ache's damage, which, as you're cycling through both of them, the damage keeps amplifying, and it's kind of crazy. We'll pick it up. I don't really plan on doing the whole Raging Ache situation, but it is an option. Aha! I think you used Phantom Pain to cheese the final boss. That is very common, I believe. An iron key. Okay. We think here? What do we think? Here. I think is one of these a workshop? Wait, was I not paying attention? No, okay. Dude has an instant death attack, absolutely. Yeah. I would say, as far as final bosses go, I don't think there's anything that I would really consider a cheese tactic. If you can get it to get you through that boss, valid. Fully valid. Don't we already have Banded Mail? Don't know. Jeez, these things are tough to hit. Agane Ring Sleeve. That was very quick. Oh, Vile Scar! Yeah. Okay, well, we'll show off Vile Scar. Probably not gonna do much this instant, but fun to see. So, Vile Scar. Hey! I think they're immune to poison, so there's that. I wanna hit these fuckers are very hard to hit. I wanna hit one of them with a analyze and see what we're dealing with. They're so hard to hit. Even analyze has a fucking bad time with them. God damn it! I don't like that analyze misses. I wish analyze didn't miss. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you eventually. It's gonna happen. I got you. Just resisting for no good reason. 129 strength, 84 intelligence. God awful intelligence. Bad fire affinity. Really bad fire affinity. Blunt, edge, and piercing. I wonder, their agility is 111. So that's decently high agility. Compared to like, you know, we're rocking 108 right now. 108 doesn't seem bad. Yeah. That's a pretty big like gap on hit percentage with that situation. I'm gonna have some fun with this. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. God, the hit percentage is so bad. Definitely enough. That'll do. I think we only needed one of those. That'll do. Or will not open from this side. Okay. What are we looking at? What's going on over here? Jeez. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we don't have the mana to just continuously spam that out, so we're gonna just have to deal with it the good old-fashioned way. Yeah. I was gonna Prostasia myself. Okay, we will Prostasia ourselves. So Prostasia is gonna increase your chances to hit. Pretty good. It's a little better. It's not quite as much of a damage amp as something like Regenerate is. So you can do both. But we're out of mana, so. You know what? Let's see. Just as kind of like a concept here, we can go for Gain Magic real quick. So let's go attack this guy. and try to recoup some of our missing mana. Oh, very easy to get your mana back. Quick and easy. Love to see it. What do we want to... I'm actually gonna... Pyro guard myself before I run over there and smack him in the face. Because he's probably gonna get a... Yeah, he's... Oh, he Vulcan lanced us! Tricky. The last one hit us with Fireball. This one hit us with the Earth variant. Fuck it, we're just gonna degenerate him and beat his ass. Not enough. Ouch, though. Magic hurts, y'all. Magic hurts, especially if you're wearing primarily, like, physical gear. Hell, yo. Hey, fucking locked doors. We don't need the gain magic on now. Back to temper. And we'll put instill back. You know what? I kind of want to, again, I kind of just want to noodle with things to show off kind of some of the stuff you can do. Because I'm pretty sure hit these guys with. So boom. Now he's silent, and he can't cast shit at you. So, there's so many things that you can do in this game, right? Like, I've only been showing a few things here or there. Like, really, I've been showing, like, how to maximize your damage, how to, like, keep your weapon, like, phantom points up, and how to keep your durability up, etc., etc. Buffing yourself, debuffing the enemy. That's really kind of like the damage flex. But there's a lot of other things to do, right? Like, silencing the right things, numbing the right things, like putting various status effects. A lot of it can be difficult because a lot of enemies are immune to a lot of different things, right? Like, you know, so it can be challenging to, and I don't think Analyze shows that stuff. So it can be hard to kind of like experiment, but a lot of things are kind of like intuitive. You know, it's like, oh, this non-boss monster that casts things probably isn't going to be immune to silence. So if he's annoying, I can just silence him. And thinking of like, oh, I've been casting a lot of things. Oh shit, I'm out of MP. Go into your menu and swap over to the magic gain and hit something that's soft a few times, and boom, your MP's back. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Alright, you. He still kind of hits pretty hard, honestly, for a caster. Pretty funny. I'm intentionally trying to not go above. So we know these ladies are very... They hit hard. And they're kind of hard to hit. Even with what we got going on. So we're just going to go the full enchilada. Generate and Prostasia. Oh, I wonder, this might be a good example. I think this actually works again. Oh, we don't have it. I think the numb one works against them. But yeah, we don't have it. So. Not a problem. These, since they're so slow, these are really good enemies if you're having trouble with them. These are really good enemies to use, like, the bow on, or like a two-handed weapon to give you more reach. Because you can already see, kind of like, she's very slow-moving. Just hard to hit. Iron key. Man, so many locked doors. I remember this is kind of a junction. Made our way through. Making our way. Oh no. No! I didn't realize we were here yet. Well, it's been fun, everybody. Great session. I hope everyone had a good time. It's been a lot of fun. God damn it. Ugh. Motherfucking snowfly. Well, will she open for you? Nay, the sigil holds it fast. How fare you? It was just a workshop. I like workshops. Everyone's always like, it's just a workshop. I like workshops. I mean, your men. How many have we lost? Oh. Ah, how goes the battle, you mean? The city is ours, dearie, more or less. How many dead? 3, maybe 4 score. We've lost contact with some. No better when the fighting cools. Dead walk in greater numbers as the day wanes. I know. They'll walk beneath the stars when eventide comes. You would fight this battle differently. It is not that. No training could prepare one for this. Lost your nerve, Samantha. War is change. Must follow suit. Control your fear, lest you be controlled in its stead. His first name's Romeo, by the way. I think this is the first time we find that out. His last name's Guildenstern. His first name's Romeo. Sydney's lot have caught wind of our little foray and summoned their dark brood to repel us. They summon, yet they cannot command. Soon, the paling that holds the demons in Liamonde will fall. Sydney must be stopped. Indeed, Commander Nisa. You have the right idea. Now to action. God, I want more. Vagrant Story. What ails you, Samantha? What is Sydney thinking? Summoning evil beyond his control, he fills his chalice with poison and savors it like wine. Not on him, Samantha. Yet what he does defies nature's order. It was him. That risk breaker has done this. Samantha is very susceptible. As we're being shown, Samantha is very susceptible to influence. And we can see the blood trickling out of Ashley's mouth. The symptoms resemble those of case 72, was it? Rosencrantz. Borrowing another's eyes and ears. Clairvoyance, if you will. All people are tuned to a certain rhythm. Some can find a like rhythm and jump on board. You're not a Knight of the Cross. One of Sydney's, then. True seers can join one regardless of their rhythm. But not you. Not yet. My name is Rosencrantz. I'm a risk breaker, like yourself. What's this? Grand Steward Lysate has sent me to assist you. We're to be partners. You must know, risk breakers always work alone. Why is that? A change of plans mid-mission is unthinkable. Yet you know nothing. Not about Liamonde, Mullenkamp, Sydney. Nothing at all. And you do? Of course. You're the only one who does not. The VKP and Parliament know, have known, about the dark powers and the dead that walk. They've just kept it secret. Continue. We didn't think you'd go straight to Liamonde from the manor, so they sent me to help. I am better at a scrape than our Inquisitor friend, who admittedly lacks battle experience. You say the VKP knew of the dark powers. Indeed, I was assigned to the investigation. You know that Liamonde is a wellspring. What? A power grows in those, like you, from whom its dark waters have touched. You may not feel it or understand it, but it is there, making you something more than mortal. To wit, there is no power within the dark, yet it is not easily tamed. Thus, Parliament raised a paling around the cities of man and set the dark out to pasture. Liamonde, however, has strong ties to the dark. For this is the dark city of the ancient Chaldean priestess, Mullenkamp. All that was needed is fodder. They would come to feed. Fodder. Uh-oh. Yes, the Great Quake 25 years past stocked the city's larders with corpses. The wandering spirits wail and hunger. Fight for territory wrought from darkness. And you, the Parliament's champion in that battle. Rosencrantz, was it? Your words bear much meaning. Please, my friend, I only speak the truth. Do you? Do you? I feel like most people who are speaking the truth don't have to reinforce that they are only speaking the truth. Yet you have no evidence. For that, you must search. I will cut you next we meet. Leave the city before sundown if you value your life. That's a badass line. And I love Ashley's attitude here because it comes off as hostile. It may come off to some people as overly hostile. But he's confronted with an individual that is basically doing all of the things they're not supposed to. Right? Like they have referred to Ashley, or as a risk breaker, as a VKP dog, right? As they're a tool of the VKP, an enforcer. And clearly, Ashley works under defined rules. This concept of, like, a risk breaker works alone, right? Like, it's different having, like, a supporting information agent, like a scout feeding you information, right? But you're doing the legwork alone. You're not fighting in teams. That's not what they do. And that concept of changing things up mid-mission being a foreign idea. So this guy who is supposedly the same type of individual as he is approaches him in a manner that is completely counter to how they operate, but with good information. Maybe not all true information, but at least interesting information. So Ashley rebuffs him, right? As like, yeah, okay, you've got some good information. I don't know if I can believe you because you don't have any hard evidence, but I have entertained what you have said. I'm gonna get back to work now. And then basically is like, don't let me see you again. Because if I see you again, my assumption is going to be that you were lying or you have a different part in this, right? And Ashley's not wrong, right? So I will cut you next we meet. Leave the city before sundown if you value your life. Yeah, the script is absolute bangers, right? Like, reinforcements, I am the reinforcements. I will cut you next we meet. Like, they did a great job. It's really good. But there's a lot of nuance in things. If you would enter the forest, follow the snowflies. They gather where the dark runs strongest. That's a very useful hint for when next we play, because, my friends, we have made it to the Snowfly Forest, which is a maze. This dungeon, and I'll tell you, I have not been looking things. I did look up the analyze thing because I just fucking forgot where it was, where to find it in the menu. So I did look that up, but I am intentionally trying to not look things up on this particular playthrough, just because I'm trying to rely on my memory from, a decade ago, and hopefully we will be able to make it through Snowfly Forest without resorting to a guide, because it sucks. It really does suck. It's a problem. It's absolutely a problem. If I have to, I will open up a spreadsheet and I will map the bitch out. But yeah, it's one of those kind of like classical RPG-esque mazes where the exits are all like teleport to a different, very similar looking location. And there is shit in here, so we will want to explore a decent amount. So, next time we play, we will jump into the Snowfly Forest and see how things go. I love this game so much. I'm having a blast. We're putting together more stuff. We have some better weaponry that we've kind of like noodled with. It's not crazy great weaponry, but some better weaponry. Serviceable enough to do the things that... Serviceable enough to do 20 damage to the crab. 20 damage to the crab, it works. Right? And we've been waiting for me to actually play this back when I uploaded Let's Plays to YouTube. Really? Really? You've been waiting that long for me to do this? Holy shit. I should have done this earlier then. But yeah, and we've been getting more stuff to kind of like augment our arsenal, more like protective things. We're getting our first fusions, our first wards. We're not quite there with the buff debuff magic, but we're getting there. We're getting there. It's such an intricate thing, and I hope I'm doing an enjoyable or educational enough job of showing all of the different things you can do, like how you can go about boosting your efficacy this way, or using this chain on this monster, or trying this thing on this monster, etc., etc. Yeah, anyways. Hope you enjoyed. Had a great time. See you next time. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. Thursday yet? Wrong. Not this stream. Tomorrow is Friday. I know Zach is out, but Mitch and Jay might be around, so we might still do some Shape of Dreams or something like that. We'll see. If we don't have a multiplayer thing, then I probably will just default to playing more Vagrant Story because it's fucking fun and I love it. So, yeah. That's it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.